Keaton is having Vietnamese food again, the shocker. You had banh mi last week, beef on Tuesday, pork on Wednesday. Hashtag boring, predictable. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Oh, prepare thyself, box score Billy 44. Keaton's pictures, just a bunch of pictures of tattoos. Skip. Polly's barbecue and more barbecue. Skip. McLovin, it's just a bunch of pictures of him. Where to play basketball in the park? Skip. I mean, I really thought there'd be something juicy here. Oh, wait a minute, Fritzy, there's gotta be something good in here. Let's see here. Oh, wait! No! Oh, gross!
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Power Collins for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes out in the New York City man cave. I mean, thank God my phone has never been hacked. I mean, I have some questionable pictures of my bae on there. She's in the clergy. I don't want her getting into any sort of trouble. Fritzy, what exactly did Fanboy find on your phone that sent his computer over the top?
There's probably all kinds of pictures that it would put me and a lot of other people in an uncomfortable position. Sometimes, you know, you're looking at stuff you're not supposed to look at. You're snapping some pictures you shouldn't be snapping, and you certainly shouldn't be saving. So that's a tough one. I'm not going to reveal much more than that, but there are some disturbing things around.
I'm going to ask all you guys a question. Let's say you passed away accidentally, prematurely. Do you worry what your family would find on your various emails, cell phones? And you don't have to admit anything, but like, is there something you know? I've
probably put a couple things on the Facebook, and a few of my text messages have probably been questionable. Not to the point where it would put me in a lot of trouble.
You'd be dead though.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
But it would be something that she would possibly think a little less of me and my character. In the and that's probably not a good thing.
I feel like I did most of my damage before the real digital era. In my 20s, like I did a lot of things I wasn't proud of, but I don't know that anybody captured. There were no camera phones.
Yeah, I'm certainly lucky that there are no camera phones in my 20s to mid 30s.
It would be nice though, because the one thing though, you and I would remember more of our early 20s if we had some photographic evidence.
That is true. I would have a better, and I would probably be more embarrassed than just the mental images that are flashing through my mind now.
I don't have a will, but what I do have is a pact with a friend of mine. I said, if I ever die, just come into my house, grab my computer, and go throw it off the end of a pier. That's all I ask of you.
Great idea. Great idea.
Dan is back in the chair, a little tired though. Paulie, how knocked out is he when he came into the man cave this morning?
I would say pretty bad. I would say 8 on a level to 10. Busy time in Seattle, and then you go to not that long. It's a 5-hour flight, but if you slept like the entire flight from wire to wire, you get 5 hours max. But you just don't talk about it with him. You just hit the gas.
Well, that's the thing. I sometimes forget that he had an entire day of work leading up to his flight across country, then to sit in and do this show. So he was actually in remarkably good spirits and had great energy.
Well, I was wondering, I was staying up late to watch him at halftime. I'm like, oh man, I'm getting tired. And there Dan is on the field in Seattle.
3,000 miles away.
I'm getting tired now. He has to get from there to here by the time I wake up, shower, and get to the studio. Unbelievable.
And I think there's the added pressure, at least I felt it a little bit. It's like, I better be really extra alert and awake. There's no excuses. If this guy's on national TV for Football Night in America, taking a red eye and running right from the airport to be here in time the very next morning, he's going to expect us to be a lot more awake and alert than he is.
And also, too, you had to have everything tight today.
Oh, no question.
And I'll tell you, because I knew if you mess up today, there was a couple points where Dan started throwing knives at us. He was not. When Dan doesn't sleep, he does not suffer fools.
Yeah, Brock. Right before the show, I went over to Seton and I said, "Hey, let's Seton knows how to do this, but I said, let's check the mics, let's check the computer, let's check the TVs. Look around, is there anything where Dan could just kind of lose it because something's not ready? Because once we get him in the building, we just keep him entertained and keep him having fun.
Dan is #Warrior, came back ready to play, but he sort of went Mr. Glass on his road trip and came back injured.
I did not need stitches for that.
During the broadcast,
the scary part is I don't know how I got it.
The what?
Oh yeah, now you guys are concerned.
He's got a big cut on his elbow.
Oh, you have another boo-boo?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But no stitches.
Oh my goodness.
How did you manage to get by without stitches on that?
You have a boo-boo?
But I play hard.
Football Night in America is getting rough.
It feels so much better.
Some fathering right there. I felt like I was back at home with my son Kieran. Fell off his bike and like, oh no, pal, a little boo-boo. Oh, come here, let me kiss it, let me rub it a little bit. Wow, you fell really hard, didn't you? That must have really hurt, huh?
But I wonder, did we cross the line today? He's like, you've been making fun of his boo-boos for a couple weeks, and I jumped on. I'm like, and Dan seemed to thought it was funny. And now there are a couple moments where I'm not sure he thought it was funny.
Well, I kind of feel like the more serious it is, the funnier it is to make fun of because it's so absurd. Like, all right, yeah, he's got stitches, and you're like, whatever. You know, his knee is a legit problem, or his shoulder and things like that. You know, he's had like real surgeries, and I think calling him soft for those is even funnier than the little boo-boo scrapes.
Boo-boo scrapes.
Then, are you going to kiss all of his boo-boos moving forward?
If good Lord willing, yeah.
I wouldn't have worked out with the hernia.
No, well, Dan did say it's a good thing I didn't have a groin injury. So, well, I think within reason. It's not really, I don't want to set precedent.
Got to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah, flinch ball notwithstanding, you may or may not kiss all of his boo-boos, but you did come up with a novel idea after your box appearance. Here it is, a box score exclusive.
I think that this is just, you saw me do a body shot off Fritzy and you're a little jealous. And you're ready to get loose on a Friday.
Oh my God.
Come here. Get in here.
Yeah, I got to agree with Seton. I think there's definitely some jealousy there. I'm not sure why. It was just a very awkward moment. It brought us both even closer together than ever before at Buffalo Wild Wings when he did that body shot off my my belly button. But God bless him. He kept his word and he did it. I don't know why he dragged me into that in the first place. But Dan obviously wanted the same kind of attention that I received for whatever sick reason that is. But yeah, he was looking for a body shot. He wanted some.
Well, let's relive that moment as Seton went shellback just north of the equator on you at B-Dub's meet and greet. Seton, have your taste buds recovered yet?
Yeah, my taste buds are fine. There are other parts, more internal psyche type issues that I'm having with it. But yeah, I really don't know why I brought Fritzy in on that. Like, it was like, hey, if you do this, then I'll do body shots off Fritzy. I have no idea why that happened. But Dan, like, will throw that kind of thing out there once in a while, and it's always like, oh, yeah, whatever. And like, nobody really thinks you're going to have to do it. And then, yeah, all of a sudden, that video will live on the internet forever.
I think I'd rather get shot in my body.
Yeah, I could appreciate that. That's no longer on the menu, by the way, at Buffalo Wild Wings. That was like a
seasonal,
one night only kind of thing.
Extremely seasonal. Extremely seasonal.
Yeah, you need to sign a release form. Too spicy for everyone. Coming up, Harold Reynolds drops by the New York City Man Cave, always fun, and gives a little lesson in cool. Welcome back to the Box Score. Harold Reynolds, always a good time in studio, bringing the knowledge, and he even taught Dan how to get his pimp stroll on.
Wait, are you limping?
No, everybody keeps telling me that. I'm getting too cool, I guess.
Are you walking with a little bit of
I got a little bit of this now. I'm on DP today, man.
Who came up with that as a cool way to walk, Harold? Who came up with that as a cool way to walk?
I need to walk in like that.
But wait, no.
Do you want to do an intro walk in?
Harold,
intro walk in.
Which brother came up with that as a cool way to walk?
You're on, Dan. That's some good TV right there. I don't care what you think. I've known Harold since like 2002, and he's one of the nicest, funniest, interesting guys, cool. you know, he looks like he's about 33, and I think he's almost 50, which is really frustrating. Amazing. Also played in the bigs for like 12 years, so cool guy, very fun. I love that Dan thought he was injured. That's great.
Harold didn't just stop with the boss. On his way out, DP asked him to go all miracle worker and help out one of the Danettes.
Can we help McLovin here walk? Because he walks like this.
All right. I'm just going to do what you do.
You got to step. Bring this arm through behind you.
Nice.
No, you got flow.
A little soul, though. You got to have a little rhythm.
He's tight.
Listen up, man. Listen. No, not that. Not that.
Oh.
That's like the...
No.
Oh, he's helpless.
You got to, like, drag.
He's doing the stir crazy walk.
Oh.
Yeah, so when Harold came in, I thought Harold was injured.
There you go. There you go.
God. Every time I see myself walk on camera, the first thing about my head, do I really walk like that? And do I really sound like this? How do you guys put me on TV? What the heck are you thinking?
What I love is that Dan, because he is injured, kind of does have a walk like Harold Reynolds, but it's because of injury, not because of coolness.
But Harold did look like he was grabbing his hammy or something, though. And then I was like, oh, yeah, what happened there? You tweak your hammy or something? And they're like, nah, man, I'm just being cool. Yeah.
Fred Sanford reference, a Sherman Helmsley Jefferson's reference. It was just
so great.
Hey, by the way, it's not like you guys walk like, you have that much soul either.
Soul. Soul, yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair.
Is that what the kids say these days?
No, but I mean, we do appear to be able to bend at like all intersecting points, though.
Yeah,
I
you
think
look
that's
like
really more. You're sort of like if you were one bone from your shoulders down. That's sort of the vibe.
You look like a ladder tumbling down the street.
I've been described as like sort of like an alien where one half of my body moves one way and the other can stand completely still. It's a rare ability. So yeah.
McLovin, do you feel any cooler after doing all that?
I feel a lot cooler. I gotta tell you, HR, just like by associative property, I feel cooler being around him. That guy, he has the ability to make you feel kind of welcome. Like I really like that guy. Like he came in. First of all, I definitely had an awkward, do I go bro hug, handshake with him. I went one handshake followed by 2 goodbye bro hugs.
Wow.
Great. Laughing ones too, like, man, that was funny, we just killed it.
It's all good.
That's
It's
a
all
good
good
spot to
with
be
him.
in, Andy.
All very golden moments. Stay with us. Dan is on 4 hours of sleep and goes machete on the man cave. Welcome back to the box score. As we mentioned, Dan is in the chair after only 4 hours of sleep. He wasn't running with scissors. It was something much, much worse.
Get away from those knives.
Oh, okay.
Well,
no, because then you really do start throwing them.
I don't throw it.
Don't throw knives.
Oh, Jesus.
These knives suck.
Dan, those could bounce up. I don't want you to get hurt even worse.
You can't even stick them in the... Oh. If we were at the Milford home office...
Dang.
Dude.
What?
Dan is throwing knives.
I am sleep deprived.
You know, this obviously stems off throwing darts at people, which is horrible in every way.
I blame you 100% for that.
I know, I blame you
You're
too.
the one that put it in his head. He said, hey, get away from those knives, and all of a sudden, what happens? Knives are out and
By the
being
way,
thrown.
which person was most at risk there? Throwing knives, right? You know, who gets...
Him.
I know. I'm like, just get the dog. We need a medical.
He's gonna get more stitches now in his, you know,
We should have just an ambulance outside the thing. Like, what's he?
It was not.
It's like this is bouncing up, or he's just throwing right in front of him.
Brock, if you watch back to that video again, you'll notice that all 3 of us ran in literal fear. Like, we don't know if Dan's going to throw it at the back of our legs. Like, it wouldn't have surprised me if he threw it and hit Seton.
Because he'll be trying to get close. He won't really try to hit us. He'll be trying to get close, which
He
means
might
that he
try.
might actually hit us.
So he's not a marksman like I am. I mean, he could have easily taken out his
He
Achilles.
might try to hit us too.
It's one thing to do a little cup check, but throwing knives.
Marksman.
Yeah, we're gonna have to remove those knives. Why do we have knives on the set anyway?
Which, by the way, I'm sure is great. Like everybody, I'm sure in LA loved watching Dan throw knives around while this new show debuting.
I'm sure this hardwood floor is not expensive, I'm sure.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of raised blood pressure out here as that happened. But the New York City Man Cave, you got room to run, but in the Milford Man Cave, it's close quarters and much more dangerous. Let me see here. He was often taking aim at McLovin back in Milford with the darts. You remember this? Any thoughts of bringing a flak jacket to the Man Cave, McLovin?
I don't know if flak jacket will do it. I mean, you need like a full Kevlar body armor. Yeah, he hasn't done that since. Do not show him this clip. I don't want it in his head. He definitely wants to cause bodily harm to me. I know that as a fact. He's told me on many occasions.
He gets in one of those moods and starts throwing stuff, especially in your direction.
Yeah.
I don't think he realized what he was doing there.
Dan kind of hates me, I think.
No, that's not really.
Not kinda.
Nah,
He just
yeah,
does.
exactly.
All right, now let's get to, stay with us. We'll go to more safer ground. Still to come, we will recap the Danette Football Night in America Challenge. I'm not gonna do that.
Hey everybody, I'm Kay Adams.
What's up? Donnie Jones, kicking it.
Fantasy Zone, DirecTV channel 704. Very
704.
excited.
Don't forget, we're going to be there every Sunday, all day long.
Let's get you back to the Danettes on the box score.
Pow! Welcome back to the Box Score. It's last call here at the Box Score Bar. You a fantasy football player, you can catch those two, Kay Adams and Dhani Jones, on DirecTV's channel 704, the Fantasy Zone, every Sunday, and this Sunday in particular, where it all kicks off. Yesterday on the Box Score, we had the Danette Football Night in America Challenge, where we tried to guess the color of Dan's tie. Here's how it all went down. Fritzy went with purple, as did I. McLovin with pink. See Paulie with blue, and Seaton with green. And at this time, we shall reveal Dan's tie. There it is. Yellow dominant. Paulie was halfway correct. The boss sported a blue and yellow striped tie. And as we promised yesterday, if stripes were involved, you get a half a point. Congratulations, Paulie.
Well, thank you, Brock. I appreciate that. It was a great win. That being said, I'm actually going to forfeit said point because, as I brought up yesterday, if the colors were half and half, like if it was half yellow and half white, but if you look at it, it's closer to 2/3 yellow and 1/3 blue. Now, that would be against the rules that I actually suggested. So if someone else had gotten a point because of that, I would have complained. So trying to be a good sportsman, I'm going to forfeit my half point and not accept it.
I will take that half point if that is allowed.
It's not floating out there, so you just don't take it.
I would be willing to compromise on this because that was a generous move, and we've been dancing around this topic a little bit so as to not get into the argument too early, because obviously any type of point situation here is going to be highly contested. I would be willing to give Paul 1/3 of a point, just to match maybe the generosity that he showed by not taking the full half.
It depends how much we want to get into, how complicated we want to get with the fractions with the judges. If you want to keep it to full points.
Week
and half
16,
points.
this is going to be important. All of a sudden, you get 3/4 of a point,
could
and it's
be
like,
the difference.
boom, I just won by a quarter point.
But, I respect what Paulie said there.
I'm two things. I'm a sportsman and I'm a jerk. So if this were the other way, as a sportsman, I'm going to give up my point completely. I will not accept that point. I won't accept a fraction of a point. And as my jerky side, I would not let someone else accept that if it was the other way around.
Okay.
All zeros going into
Game's a game. I mean, let's go. Let's battle.
Let's just keep it at 0 then.
It's all clean.
Bang.
All right, we will accept your jerky consolation there. There were other guesses out there. Dan Nation tweeted us at the Box Score Show. Let's see who got it right, or at least half right. Gary, a.k.a. Kid67Y, said the boss would go with a light shade of blue, even warning kids not to drown in those baby blues. Steve Kelly at Ravens 2010 chose blue along with Sean Brown, or at Ultimate Brownie. I think that's a weed reference. While my man Dave Curry went with yellow, they all get a half a point as well in our unofficial Dan Nation tally. So we're going to give those guys some half points. Okay, bonus football night in America is coming to Sunday, so we'll give us a second crack at Dan's tie. Seaton, what's he going to rock on Sunday?
Oh, dear. Let's see. This is Broncos Colts. I'm going to go blue. I'm going to go blue tie. No, I'm going to go purple. Ooh. Purple tie. Purple.
Right. McLovin, your guess?
I should have stayed.
Since it's early in the season, I think Dan stays conservative. I'm going to go blue. I'm going to take blue.
Paulie, are you going to stay with blue?
I'm not. I'm got a feeling here. Off the board, green.
And finally, Fritzy?
I wanted to say orange, but he's not. You don't want to pick the colors of the teams that are playing in the game. I am going to. So I'm going to stick to my purple because I think that's going to come up. I know Seton picked that as well, but since it didn't happen in week 1, I'm hoping that week 2 will bring the purple for Sunday Night Football Colts Broncos.
Oh, I'm going to sidle up to Paulie and go green on this. If you have a guess, tweet us at the Box Score Show, and we will tally the results and tell you who won on Monday. Fritzy, who's on next week, please?
Monday still being efforted. Sean Payton is going to be joining us on Tuesday. Marshall Falk will be with us on Wednesday. Jim Parsons is supposed to be with us in studio right back here next Friday in the New York City Man Cave. That's what's cooking thus far.
Oh, we go into the weekend with a cloud of doubt. Thanks for watching the Box Score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239, right here on DirecTV. Ooh, look, it's a knife.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the Box Score. Holy cow!